Okay, Crystal and whoever else might see this. This is my long-awaited gluten video, hopefully. I think I have everything. Mike was supposed to help me, but he decided he wanted to watch TV, so hopefully I can record this halfway decently when I'm recording and cooking at the same time. So, first thing you want to do is you want your water boiling. Nice big pot of water, at least this big, if not bigger. And you probably want about 8 cups of water in there. That's going to be your broth that you're going to simmer the gluten in. And it's also going to be, you use the leftovers for gravy and for stew and all kinds of good stuff. So you want it boiling, not super high boil, but more than a simmer, because you're going to boil it for about 20 minutes to cook the gluten, and then you're going to turn it down and simmer it. So I have right here rough chop onion, sweet onion works great, and then some rough chop garlic. You don't need to chop it fine because it's all going to disintegrate in the broth. It's going to be interesting trying to do this with one hand. Anyway, get that going. Turn it up a little bit. A little over medium. You want it. And okay. Now you're going to want some soy sauce in the broth. And this, you just got to experiment. It depends how strong you want your broth. But probably half a cup at least. And there's some other stuff. You can just do that. I like to put a little Worcestershire sauce in there. And if you have like any kind of a brown broth, this is like a brown vegetarian beef substitute, but you can use those bouillon cubes or whatever you like. Canned broth would be even better, I suppose. And give that a little bit of a stir and get those flavors going. Oh yeah, I almost forgot the most important thing is you want some onion soup mix. 1 or 2 packets. You can use the onion, you can use the herb and garlic, that works well. One packet at least, and then whatever herbs you like in there, but that's the basics. Everybody into the pool, a little bit of a stir. Okay, I'm just going to let that simmer away. Might put some bay leaves and stuff in there too, but okay. And then for the actual patties, very simple. The main thing you have to learn with this is the only thing you can screw up is the wet-dry ratio, and yeah, it's basically just the texture, and it's really easy because it's 2 cups of dry and 2 cups of wet. I have 2 cups of gluten flour there with 3 tablespoons of brewer's yeast to mix in with it for flavor. You don't even have to do that part. And then I have some salt, pepper, seasoning salt, thyme, whatever herbs, onion, garlic powder, but you don't have to put any of this in. That's all totally optional. That's all just extra I've added to the recipe. So gluten flour goes in, and brewer's yeast in, spices in, give that a little bit of a stir, and then 2 cups cold water with anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 cup of soy sauce, just depending how strong you want it. There's a little TV boy. I'd rather do TV than help cook. Now the only thing you want to pour this in all at once. If you have a mixer, it's way easier, but you can do it by hand too with a fork or whatever.
Okay, I'm ready.
Oh, I've already dumped everything in that you were supposed to help dump. So you might be able to help make some of the patties or something. But okay, so 2 cups, and you can dump it all in at once. Reserve a little bit because it's easier to add the wet than to add dry if you get it too wet. And this part you just have to do for practice to see what the right texture is. But I found it's good to err a little bit on the moist side. They taste better. And you just mix this together with a mixer. It mixes right up. KitchenAid mixers make life so much easier. So I'm going to mix this up, and then we'll be throwing the patties in to the broth in a minute. Be right back.